Hello everyone, I am Shamla from IT department. Now I'm going to explain some basic concepts in JavaScript like variables, objects, functions and modules of JavaScript. So in coming to the variables are the containers for storing data. In JavaScript we can declare variables in three ways using var, let and constant. Now let us see the differences between three variables. In coming to the scope, var is a function scope and let and constants are block scope. So in hoisting, var is hoisted and initialized to undefined, and let and constants are hoisted but not initialized. In reassignment, var and let allowed the reassignment and constant do not allow the reassignment. So in redeclaration, var allowed the redeclaration in the same scope, but let and constant do not allow the redeclaration in the same scope. So we can use var, let and constant in different ways. So in modern JavaScript, we can use let in place of var. In coming to the scope, var is a function scope. Means variables declared with var are scoped to the function they are defined in, even if they are inside the block. So we can define block as a number of statements between two curly braces. So var is a function scope. It can be accessible outside the block but within the same function. So here var x equal to 10 is a function scope. So we can declare it within the function but outside the block. So let and const keywords are block scope. We can only access them within the same block we declare them. Here in this example we see that let y equal to 20 and z equal to 30 are within the if block. So if we access them outside the block, we get error. In coming to the hoisting, var is a hoisted and initialized to undefined. Variables declared with var are hoisted to the top of their scopes, but their value is set to undefined until they are assigned a value. So here is the example of it. We can see them. Let and constant keywords are hoisted but uninitialized. Variables declared with let and constants are also hoisted but not initialized. We get error if we access them above the top of the scope. So in coming to the reassignment, var and let allow reassignment. So both var and let allow you to reassign the value to the variables. So here is the example. We declared var x equal to 10 and we reassign or change the value of x to 20. So by using var and let keywords, we can change the value of the variables. But in coming to the constant, it is a fixed value so that we cannot change the values of the variables. So in coming to the redeclaration, var allows redeclaration. Variables declared with var can be redeclared in the same scope. So here is the example. So let and constant do not allow the redeclaration. Redeclaring variables with let and constant in the same scope causes an error. It gives error if we redeclare the variables using let and constant keywords. This topic is objects. Objects is one of the basic concept in JavaScript. So object is defined as unordered collection of a properties. Properties are the most important part of JavaScript objects. Properties can be changed, added, deleted and some are read-only. So we can create objects in many ways, but here are the some of the ways. We can declare the object with any variable. So we can assign them in a curly braces. So here name equal to Alice. So these are the name value pairs or key value pair. Name is a key and Ellie is a value. So we can also create objects by using new keyword. Here we use dot notation to assign the values to the object. So we can access objects properties in two ways, by using dot notation and bracket notation. So here is the example. We can see here car.make gives the output of Toyota. So we can use bracket notation to access the objects. So here within the bracket we use the, so we can also manipulate objects by adding, modifying and deleting properties. So we can delete the name value pair by using delete keyword. So nested objects. Nested objects are the objects that contain other objects as their properties. So here is the example. Here constant person is an object. So address is the property of person, which is an object. We can access them in this way by using dot notation. Methods in objects. A method is a function defined inside an object. So method acts as property to the present object. Here is the example. Calculator is an object and add is a property. Function is a value, which is a method. Next topic is a function, which is the main concept in JavaScript or any other languages. So what is function? A function in a JavaScript is a block of reusable code designed to perform a specific task. Function allows you to encapsulate logic, reuse it in different parts of the program, and make your code modular and easier to maintain. So in coming to the why are functions important? Functions are important because we can reuse the code. Functions allow you to write code once and reuse it whenever needed. Here is the example. We can see here greet is the function and we can reuse them in any number of times. Modularity. They help break code into smaller and manageable pieces and improves readability. Encapsulating logic in functions make the code more readable and organized. Avoids redundancy. Function prevent the repetition of same code. Enables DRY principle. DRY stands for don't repeat yourself. Functions support this by centralizing logic. So we can declare function in many ways. Function declaration. Function is defined with a function keyword and can be called before its definition due to hoisting. So here we declared add function. In expression, a function is assigned to a variable, not hoisted, so it cannot be called before its definition. In this example, function of a comma b is assigned to the constant multiply. So arrow functions. Arrow functions is a shorter syntax for writing as functions. So we can write a function in a single line by using arrow functions. Here is the example for the arrow function. JavaScript modules. JavaScript modules allow you to split your code into separate files, making it easier to organize, maintain and reuse. Modules help to keep the code base clean and modular, improving scalability and readability. In JavaScript, a module is a file that contains code such as variables, functions or classes which can be exported and imported into other files. These structures promote better separation of concerns and making it easier to manage dependencies between different parts of an application. So in ES6 modules. In ES6 modules we use import and export keywords to import and export the files of modules. So exporting code. You can export functions, variables or objects from module as that they can be used in other files. Code in two ways, named exports and default exports. Named exports allows you to export multiple items from a file And default exports allow you to export a single entity such as function, object, and class as a default export. So here mat.js is a named export. We can export, add, and subtract functions. Importing a code. You can import the exported entities into another files using the import statement. So here we import the above add and subtracts methods into the another file app.js. Thank you.